Good morning, students and staff. Hope you had a great weekend and you're ready for a great week of school. This morning we're broadcasting to you from Mrs. Murray's room, who does our star reading program. So this morning we're broadcasting from her room. A couple of announcements to start our week off. First of all, it's not the last week of school. That's not until the end of May, but it is the last week for quite a few of our school programs here, including the computer lab. So we'll have this week in the computer lab. Our library be the last week for library. It'll be the last week for reading counts. So you got to get your reading counts test done by this Friday. And it's also the last week for CHIPS and HELP. So we will be holding all those classes and programs this week, but starting Monday, none of those programs will be held. So also this Friday, we're going to have our Valparaiso Library reading convo. They'll tell you about the great programs they run in the summer time at the library. So that'll be 12:30 for grades 3 through 5 and 1 o'clock for K through 2. Also, we'll be handing out summer school letters for those of you that will be invited to summer school. You do have to take those home. They do have to be signed by your parents so we know what their wishes are for you. So do bring those back signed, so otherwise there won't be any consequences. Our fun run is on the same day as field day. That's May 17th, and you got envelopes last week. Those envelopes are due back this Monday. Not today, but next Monday. So, final week for the Fun Run fundraiser. This week is also Teacher Appreciation Week, so make sure you tell your teacher or maybe one of your former teachers how much you appreciate the things that you have done for them. On Wednesday, it's also National School Nurses Day, so let Mrs. Garzella know how much you appreciate her efforts for you as well. 4-H Washington Whiz Kids, you got a meeting tonight, 6:30 in the cafeteria. Bring a project talk, and remember to add or drop projects by June 1st. Also, there was a mistake in the newsletter. On the back side, there were two different sections talking about points that you needed for reading counts. It's basically the one on the right that is correct, okay? So there was one down here that was an old one that got left in by mistake, and it had different points for the IMAX trip. So the correct number for first grade is 35. Second grade, you need 60. Third grade, you need 80. Fourth grade, 100. And fifth grade, 120. So make sure you also return all your library books by Friday as well. So reading counts tests and reading library books need to be brought back by this Friday. Student of the Week last week from Mrs. Higgins' class is William Cannon for working daily to do his best. Mrs. Stoner's is Aiden Clemens for working toward his goal towards reading counts. Mrs. Thomas is the whole class for reaching our goals for reading counts. We all get to go to the movie. Great job. Mrs. Bales is Louis Almanza for improving on his time tests of basic facts. Mrs. Katuvis Priwi is Dalen Abling, doing an outstanding job on her weekly assessment. Mrs. Russell's is Lily Cooey, Andrew Lyles, Elliot Payne, and Mary Scott for making 100% on their weekly assessments. Mrs. Dibbles, the whole class, for working so hard last week on their iLearn test. 2 more to go. Mrs. Miller's Jacob Barker for always being super focused and doing his best. Mrs. Panthy is Landon Berger for always being a helpful classmate. Truly enjoyed being your teacher this year. Mrs. Glover's the whole class for having a great day on the field trip. Mr. Lemke's Alex Miko for doing well on his math test last week. Keep up the good work. Mrs. Krieger's the whole class for working together and discovering a new comet at their space trip. And Mrs. Zabrowski's is Karen Ariano for working hard in math. Congratulations, and to start off our week, we've got a couple of dumb jokes. First, Miss Emma.
Why did the nose win the race?
Why did the nose win the race?
Because it didn't stop running.
Didn't stop running, kept going. And Evelyn?
Where did the baby cows go for lunch?
Where do baby cows go for lunch?
The cafeteria.
The cafeteria. Thanks, and have a great week.